financial planning, net worth, and cash flow spreadsheet. Now, I've been told we all have a very short attention span, so I'm going to get through this as quickly as I can. The first thing you might notice is that there are 3 sheets on this spreadsheet. First sheet is where we input a lot of our data. The second sheet is some of the results from our data. And the last sheet is the calculations that went into getting those results. So, first thing we want to do is to start to fill out these boxes with the double borders. So you'll see my name, Nick, date of birth, age, employer, financial planner as an occupation, and my income. So see 90,000 here. But we want to know what is my income after tax, because essentially that's the income that I can use. So we will click on this link here, and it's going to take us online to an online tax calculator. This tax calculator is done by MoneySmart, which is hosted by ASIC, which is Australian Security and Investment Commission. So it's a very reliable website, not only for just these simple calculators, but for anything relating to finance. So we'll see I will be taxed 20,000, and at the end I'll have 67,403. So I want to put that amount in here. Now you'll see this number jumped up here, 30-year income after tax. So that's quite cool. After 30 years, I will earn $2.95 million. So well done to me. I'm a secret millionaire. I just haven't earned that money yet. And this is where financial planning comes into it. What am I going to do with this $2.95 million so that at the end of this 30-year period, I can see results? I can have the life that I want. And that's really what financial planning is about. Scrolling down, we have my current assets. So let's have 20,000 in the bank. I have bought a house worth 600,000. I have a superannuation balance of 50,000. And then I have my total assets. That's quite simple and straightforward. The next is liabilities. So these are the things that I owe, that I still have to pay, right? So the first thing is my mortgage. Second thing is mortgage interest. So I'm going to click on this ASIC MoneySmart link again, and this is going to take me to another calculator. When it loads. So this calculator, 500,000, straight of 4, will show me that the 500,000 I've borrowed from the bank to pay for my house is there, but also over the next 25 years, I will be paying almost $300,000 in interest. So I'm going to input that, 294,755. Because not only do I have to pay back this, I also have to pay this. So there's the total liability there. Now, I know there's a counter argument in that over the next 30 years, the value of the house is expected to go up by more than the value of the interest. So hopefully that is the case. So now we got our net worth down the bottom, and you'll see my net worth is negative 144,555. Yeah. Now, coming up here, I can see my income's already being taken from here and put over there, and we can see our expenses. The first expense is core expense, and these things are fixed, regular expenses, things that you need to live. Now, you can see here every one of these expenses is predictable and ongoing. So we know my mobile is going to be $30 a week. That's just what it is. Private health insurance is $85 a year. Life insurance $400 a year. Gym $10 a week. All makes sense. The living expenses part of this are things that are more variable. So I could go on a $2,000 holiday a year, or I could go on a $50 holiday a year. It's up to me. Then finally, growth expenses. And so I put investment, saving, and education. The reason I call these expenses is because once you put your money away into an investment, it's set. I believe it's gone. It's not able to touch it anymore, as if you had just spent money on petrol or groceries. The money is now gone, and hopefully your investment money will return dividends to you in the future. The last expense is children, and I do not have any children, so I've not put anything into here. Now, at the end of the year, we can see total income, total expenses, and what my surplus deficit is. So according to this, I have a $7,900 surplus, which is great. So we'll move over to the next results. My net worth, negative 444. My surplus per month, 658. Now, if I want to buff this up, I can go back into here and change some things in here. For example, I might start umpiring hockey every week and earn $50 a week. Adds an extra 2,000, so it buffs this up a little bit. I might go, I don't actually need to spend 150. I reckon I could spend 100, and then it buffs it up a little bit more. But you get the point. Now, we have our goals section. So, in this section, we want to input in how much you want. So let's say I want $2,000 for a holiday in 6 months to South Africa. So what did I say? And currently I have $500 towards this goal. This tells me I need to save $250 per month. You can also see that this has now gone down. So it was 1,000, it's now 800. Right? So now I've allocated away some of my surplus. Let's say I also want a car in 1 year for 10,000. 10,000 in 12 months. Now we can see here that, let's say I got $2,000 towards it. 66. You can see again, my monthly surplus is going down. Now let's say I want to start a different investment in 1 year as well. So investment for 5,000 months. I'm going to be saving this per month. Now you can see that that's actually gone down. I might just delete this section. Prove something else. So what now I might want to do with this extra $175 a month is to put it into this here. So 2,7, so we'll go to 2,875. Up that up by a couple of thousand. The rest is going back into my mortgage. Now what happens when 2,875 is my mortgage repayment? I will go back to here. Alternative strategy. Interest rate stays at 4, amount borrowed stayed at 500,000, but this might go down to a few years. Let's see what that does. 2,861. You can see here, by adding an extra 175, I can take almost 3 years off my loan. And this now goes to 255,279 instead of 294. So I've saved $50,000 off the amount that I will pay to my mortgage by allocating an extra $175 to my mortgage per month. So 255,279, and that will go back into here. So the idea is that you follow the spreadsheet through this way, and then you almost work backwards and see what you think you can allocate where. The second page is a bit more results. This goes into more depth about what I can do at Nick financial planning and a bit more about my business. So we can see that to build a solid foundation for your finances to produce what you want from your money. And that's the idea. You're going to earn almost $3 million over your life. What are you going to do with it, and where's it going to be at the end of your life? Here it's showing there, 2.9 million, that amount into my mortgage. If I anticipate on having 2 children, so I've factored that in there. That's the cost of 2 children to raise them to age 17. Core expenses, living expenses, growth expenses, and unallocated surplus. So yeah, now going back into here, this is getting to the automation of your cash flow to make sure that you don't have to think about meeting your goals. It's just done automatically. The superannuation, I'm expected to deposit that much into my super in over 30 years. If I invested in a conservative super balance, I'm looking at around 484. If I invested in a high growth, I'm looking at about 1.1 million, which is a big difference. So I go through a Nobel Prize winning long-term strategy, which basically reduces your costs and increases your diversification to a whole lot of different assets and investment types. The next is my emergency fund. If I'm spending $60,000 a year, my estimated emergency fund of $29,498 to cover 6 months of worth of expenses in case something happens to me and I can't work for 6 months. Home, yep, paying off your mortgage quicker or saving for a first home. There's strategies for both. Budgeting, this links back to cash flow, but successfully setting a savings goal for yourself or spending goal for yourself to try and work out how much you're spending. Or try and keep on top of where you're spending. Retirement, 30-year outcome of making intelligent decisions today, makes sense, and then reviewing it. So coming back to this when you have achieved this in 6 months' time, you now take off this $2,000, this 500 here, and this goes down to 1. So now we have another surplus ready to be allocated, in which I could put it back into my mortgage or save for another house. So that's coming back and reviewing the spreadsheet to make sure it's all okay. The cost of this, of course, is $880 paid for by your superannuation. So that's all good, and that includes meetings with me. And that's it. Have a play around with it and see how you go. I hope I got it done in quick. I hope I got this done quickly, and that I didn't lose you along the way. I hope your attention span could keep up. All good, good luck, and talk to you soon.